Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Now it's fucking with me. Okay. All right. Oh, wait. What? Okay, sweet. Um, hey, hello. This is the Clueless Critics with your host, Philemon Alisson Jacob, otherwise known as Void, and my
And
co-host.
Kyle Guillory,
Hey,
also known as Fish Skills.
hey.
Hey.
And we have today we got for you a special guest. Introduce
Real
yourself,
special.
man.
Hi, my name is Constantine. Actually, I go by name of Conma on Instagram. I'm a aspiring concept artist, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, man. So we like to keep things varied out here. We're gonna why don't we have Kama start for a little bit? Where are you from, dog? I think people are gonna find that a
I
slight bit interesting.
mean, usually the people know that I'm from Russia, but yeah, usually I'm from Moldova, country in Eastern Europe near Romania.
Okay, it's dope, dope, dope. Uh, so I mean, usually this is the section of the podcast where we basically just talk about what we did for the last week, but we were a little busy last week because we actually have lives. So I guess we're gonna try to maybe sum up the last 2 weeks. Um, I guess I'll start. So basically, man, I got a new. My phone was broken. It was a struggle trying to get business stuff done because 90% of my business is social media. You know how that ish
Mm.
goes. So I was out here. So I was like, you know what? To fill up the extra time, I'm gonna start all these extra projects. My dude, my dude over here that I'm living with, Nathaniel, the Canadian dude. Me and him are like, yo, let's do an indie game. And I'm like, cool. I'll learn
What?
animation. I'll learn. Yeah, dog. Uh, uh, I'll learn animation for that. I'll do character designs. And you know what? I got some. We got some extra couple people coming through. So I was like, wow, this is gonna really keep up break up my time. And then on top of the
That's cool.
comic stuff I'm doing, on top of like doing art for like this music group that I'm in, I was really busy. Then I was able to use his extra phone and connect with the people that I usually work with, like for actual money. The food truck, and man, when I tell you, it was like 90 degrees out here, and the
90?
bruh, and the food truck's AC was broken, and we cooking that Hispanic food, dog.
Oh my god.
Yo, I on top of me being busy, bruh. That's why that Friday I was just like, no, dude, I can't, I can't right now. So my time schedule and everything was just oof. But watched E3. My man Kama watched E3 as well, so we're gonna talk
Yeah,
about that later. But
Mm.
yeah, that's
Yeah, man.
that was my last 2 weeks. I got a lot of stuff in the works, and I got progress. So do do do.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah. How about you, Fish?
Yeah, so the past couple weeks, really just been busy with coaching and everything, and in all my free time trying to get better, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I know
Painting,
that struggle.
Angry teaching me stuff,
yeah.
learning new things,
Oh snap!
3D
Staying up till
modeling.
9 a.m.
I miss
Yeah,
I miss that. I wish I could be doing that so much.
yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
that's fun.
It's crazy. Like what Angry's done with 3D has been pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
yeah,
man,
I only
I
did
want to be on
one
that
thing,
tip
but
so
dude,
hard.
it's
Pause.
cool. It's definitely
Yeah, it's
something
working
you
out.
should try out.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean I tried it out for a little bit back at home, my other house, when I was using a desktop, and man, I was about it. I had like Zebra, like I had like the prototype thing, and I was just like, oh man, I can make models and
Yeah.
yes, reference.
Yeah, you actually get into it really fast. But me and Fish just started using 3D code, which is a bit more. I guess it's like the 3D version of Photoshop. it's pretty similar. So yeah, you pretty much paint instead of
Oh
like visual
man.
reality. So
Oh
that's
man.
pretty cool.
Quick question: were you capping out the bandwidth with that program, or is that are we just gonna not address that?
Are we gonna address what?
Well,
Were you trapping out the bandwidth? You know what I mean with that program?
Oh, is it like really intensive on
No.
the computer?
No, man.
Dude, I don't get it.
Did you
Yeah.
cop it legally?
Oh, I got the trial, the 30-day
Okay.
trial.
Okay.
yeah, we're using the trial. Okay,
Cool.
let's go with that.
Cool. Hey,
Let's
hey.
go with that.
Hey.
It's actually it's actually affordable though. If
Oh, how much?
if,
Is it a one-time
the
or a
starter
subscription?
Yeah, it's a one-time thing.
Okay, dope.
The starter thing's like I think it's like 99 USD, and then like the pro version's like 350, which I mean, it's not what Photoshop used to be.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty sure.
that was
Mm.
yeah, so it's not that bad. I mean,
Okay,
it's
that's
still
dope.
pretty high up there for us broke people,
Oh man,
but
one of these
Yeah.
days we won't be.
yeah.
I doubt
So what
that.
about
Wait, did you watch anything, dude? I know you went out to
Uh,
some movies, dude.
Oh wait, did I talk to you about Wonder Woman?
Oh no, how did? Okay,
Actually, yeah, tell me about it.
yeah. How is your general consensus? I've been hearing a lot of people
Dude.
being like best out of the DCEU.
Okay, so I watched Wonder Woman and The Mummy.
Mm.
Alright.
Just
The-
as okay, like a blanket critique.
mhm.
The Mummy sucks.
Oh,
Yes.
I
Wonder
was sort of
Woman's a
feeling
shit.
that was gonna be the thing. And Wonder Woman was
Yeah.
bomb. Okay.
It's good. It's really good. There's a few like little things
Mm.
like that I'm like, like it when it throws in the agenda fulfilling type of things, you know what I mean?
Oh, like the feminist stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Wonder Woman.
well,
She's
it
always
wasn't-
been the feminist.
it wasn't right. It wasn't just that. There are other things too. It was like
Oh.
it wasn't just
No,
the
it was too
feminist.
forced.
Oh,
It
it felt very
sometimes
forced.
No,
Okay.
like it just didn't fit because like that whole movie set in
World
World
War
War
Two.
One, two. I
One?
think it's two.
Okay.
I think it was two. I'm
It's
not,
all the same, right?
Yeah, well,
The Germans lost.
they're
That's all that
pretty
matters.
I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's World War Two. Might need to go back to school.
There was a
Figure
war.
that one out. But there was a war, yeah. And it was just like the way they talked didn't fit the time period, like what the things they addressed, right? So that that's where it's like, okay, you're kind of like placing our modern day
sensibilities
ideals
on
into
Yeah,
onto
values.
the people in the past, which I mean, I don't know, maybe they did talk about stuff like that back then, which would be good, but other than that, like, dude,
Does it give you faith in the Justice League movie?
so good. I'm kind of pumped. I do have a little thing. I kind of wish she had a little bit more muscle on her.
Yeah, that's the
That's
thing.
me.
I really sort of
Me
like it when.
personally.
Yeah, I really sort of like it when artists, even in comic books, make like there's a certain artist that does does Wonder Woman, but she makes her like athletic, sexy. You know, like
Right.
a good-looking gymnast. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm like that makes sense, right? Like she's not gonna be like so
She's
muscly
a
that it
warrior,
doesn't make
that's how it works.
Yeah, she's not like Zarya, but you know, she out here, dog.
Yeah. So what about you, Angry? What you been up to, man? Other than
Finished up my uni stuff. I had like a full week of exams.
Oh,
That was
man.
fun. Yeah,
What's
so,
your
like,
major, dude?
Computer science. So
Mm.
programming. Yeah, I'm actually
Oh.
gonna start learning 3D at the university, which is kind of weird.
Oh man, I might
know.
have to recruit you, dude.
I mean, I'm not gonna do 3D for you, dude. Unless you pay really well.
Nah, it's all 2D,
Yeah.
dog. This is amazing stuff. We're cutting our teeth.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah, I can hook you up with some 3D stuff. Besides that, after the finals, I actually started learning more stuff, getting back into art.
Mhm.
So, me and Fuse started doing 3D. I pretty much got inspired by the new Ghost in the Shell movie, actually. I watched it a week ago. I mean, it's a pretty much a one-to-one copy of the original movie, but visually it was pretty well done.
Okay. So say that movie again. I wanna make a list of this.
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell. Oh, the Scarlett Johansson
Yeah,
version.
the live action.
Okay, so was the Asian? Okay, so I get the Asian community's complaints on this.
Yeah.
But I feel like from what people who actually watch the anime, because there's like people in the Asian community that are just like, oh, this is Asian, we're mad because whitewashing, right? But then there are people who are like actual anime watchers that were like, okay, we've watched
Asian.
the original, and even if she's not Asian, like if they're being like, it seemed like from what I saw of the trailers, they were trying to at least reference and honor the various. Like the manga, the various different animes and stuff in the movie. Would you agree that's the case?
Yeah, I think they kept it pretty close to the manga.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the whitewashing thing, I'm not sure about it because like even in the original movie, the Major wasn't really defined as a race.
Yeah.
Since it's an android.
And also the mangaka was like, it's okay, like her body is literally picked, like it can look whatever they want it to be.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if the original author's like, hey guys, it's cool, like what are you gonna say? Like.
I mean, yeah, they addressed the fact that that Makoto is actually Asian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before the getting a new body, and I guess.
Oh, in the movie?
That's good enough. Yeah.
Okay, so they're okay.
It's a quite big part of the movie, like the latter half of it.
Some people need to actually like watch the movie before they critique. It's
you know.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, we need to get on that.
Yeah, I need.
What else, Mr. Kanma?
The usual studying, I guess, art, I guess some hand painting, but I've been pulling through.
Yeah.
Oh, do you, man? Okay, quick question, because I've been putting myself in the traditional space, and I know, like, I know Fish makes a point to practice his traditional stuff. Are you still just focusing entirely on digital, or are you like doing some traditional stuff during your week?
No, it's like 99% digital, because I'm trying to learn new pipelines, so that takes up all the time.
I need to get on that. Yo, I was speaking of last week, dude. Like for the last 2 days of that week was me cramming. I tried to put color on this thing. The colors didn't work out. So like in the last 2 hours, I scrapped the color, just did black and white. You guys probably saw it, but it was man. I guess I sort of liked it, but man, I wish I could figure out how to have cleaner line art on here. It might just be that my computer's slow and bad, so it's gonna be harder for me to actually put down clean lines.
Try the
what are you using?
Just Krita. I don't know if Lazy Nozumi works with Krita and stuff. If any of you listening are thinking what the heck is Lazy Nozumi, it's basically this thing that helps like artists with line art, right?
It's a plugin that makes your brushstrokes much cleaner.
Yeah, I've been eyeing that heavy, dude. So heavy.
Actually, speaking of line art, I tried Clip Studio Paint, which is a bit more like line art focused. So I drew a bit, and like for drawing, I think it's probably the best software out there.
Okay.
Even though like hardcore Photoshop guy.
Okay.
So.
I'm getting more and more into this. Ever since I got Game Maker, I've gotten more and more into like straight up just having multiple programs and like switching between compatible files. You know, I might have to be that guy, like, because I used I used Illustrator, then I shifted like some of the animations into like Krita, and then I did some stuff in there, and then I'm gonna have to put in Game Maker, and I'm like, oh, it's just work. Like there's just that might have to be the move. And I know I really like Krita's brushes.
Speaking of game making. What was that?
Oh,
y'all watched E3?
Yeah. Oh yeah. E3. Yo, my
Oh
dude,
boy,
Fish.
that was alright.
Look at Fish. You, I give you points for trying with that
Yeah,
transition.
perfect segue. Almost worked out, but it didn't. So,
So okay,
uh,
I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit Kanma first. How did you feel overall? Not the games, not nothing. Just how they presented it.
overall,
Like,
I think compared to last year's, it's like really chill.
yeah, I
This
was
year,
thinking
like,
too.
yeah, it's like last year Sony went out of orchestra,
Yeah.
2-hour conference, like things announced over and over again, right?
I was just
Like the
like
entire conference was filled. But
so
this
fluff.
year, yeah, this year was like, I mean, it was good. It wasn't bad, but a lot of the things were already announced. Like, they talked about Destiny 2, even though they had a conference about like straight up Destiny a week before
Yeah.
E3. So yeah, it felt a bit, I don't know, weaker than the last year. But yeah, I think most people think that this year's E3 was like an off year, and next year's gonna be big again.
I mean,
Which makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense
What
since
was
it's games. Oh, you were saying?
What were the big announcements, if there were any?
Oh, I think Anthem is
Anthem
kind of
looks
the biggest
sick.
one right now.
Anthem looks
Yeah, Anthem.
sick.
Yeah.
I honestly,
The new BioWare IP.
let's be completely honest. I sort of think Nintendo just went in there and said, "Hey, we still got that juice." They basically said, "Hey, Ubisoft was like, hey, yo, Nintendo,
The Rabbids game. God
That-
damn it.
that XCOM
My
X
God.
Mario, I don't care what you say, dog. I'm
was-
sort of hyped
I mean,
I'm
I'm
sorta
kind of
hyped.
hyped, but I want to kill myself.
because it's so cute and it goes against.
Why
your-
does this exist? Yeah, like why? Who
But
would
you know-
make this?
But
Like,
Nintendo's like
Jesus
quality. Like they love it when they. I always give it to Nintendo. For the most part, they have like extremely good game feel. So when you're gonna play that game, you're just gonna be like, dang it, feels good, dang it. But I know you don't like cute, so it's just gonna be like, oh, I can't.
Yeah, it feels gross. Yeah, it feels disgusting.
And then
I've
there's
never really played like any Nintendo game, but I'm quite interested in this one, to be honest.
yeah.
I thought mechanically it looked pretty good.
With
And
the
now what game?
the Mario and
Mario
Rabbids.
versus Rabbids. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you know about the Rabbids line. It's usually Ubisoft. They're Canadian.
Yeah, it's Ubisoft.
And then Nintendo was like, "Hey, let's mix the worlds together."
Let's
So you
mix
get
them
it.
up.
Very saturated, cute character designs, lots of personality. But I don't know if you've ever played XCOM.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, do you know of XCOM?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
It's,
so it's
basically like
go
turn
ahead.
by turn gun sci-fi thingy,
Mhm,
which involves a lot of strategy.
mhm.
It's a quite hard game, and like people can die. That's
And you'll never
big
see
part
them
of it.
again.
Yeah.
Like
I doubt they're gonna do that in the Rabbids game, like
Yeah.
the permadeath thing. But
Oh,
yeah,
that
I hope they
that'd
do
be
it so they
savage.
can actually die.
that'd be savage. Just used to see
Yeah.
Peach crying
Kill
over
those
Mario's
Rabbids.
body.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh, that's the dream, dude.
just be like, Luigi, what? F you.
Yeah, I'm looking at some screenshots right now. The Mario and Rabbids
Mm-hmm.
Kingdom battle is.
I
that-
think
Yeah,
so.
it is.
It,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
It
It
looks
looks
weird,
pretty
right?
interesting. It does look weird, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's.
I mean,
it
it's
looks
Nintendo.
entertaining. It looks
Like-
entertaining.
They're all about weird. Let's be completely honest. Let's look at their track record, guys.
Just like I mean, they at least they have their own aesthetic. Like
Oh, of course,
Like,
Nintendo's aesthetic
you know-
is strong.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's super
good.
recognizable. Like, I mean, this looks. What's the? Don't they have another game too? Some kind of springy boxing thing.
Arms. Oh, also
Yeah,
hype.
yeah, that thing with the
The spring arms. So basically, for those who don't know, Arms is a new IP that they're trying out for Nintendo. Basically, the story is that in the future, like I think something mutated humans, so they have like their arms actually like are like springs, and there's like these international boxing matches basically, and people can like double jump.
Right.
There's like ninjas and stuff, and Nintendo, fun, bright, but like the mechanics look really interesting.
But
But hold on, don't get carried away.
no, it was just the but.
Oh yeah, Twintel is my girl,
Oh my
dog.
god, like the amount of
Twintel.
porn just after the announcement already, like
I'm
God.
so happy a black girl is getting respect out here in Nintendo.
Jesus.
Thank goodness
Now
for Japan respecting the hips.
Now-
Respect, because
I know.
usually Japanese guys are all about the hips. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy
That
they're
is the-
respecting the hips. Man, Twintel's
Well-
hips don't lie. And she got regular ass arms, dog. Like, it's her hair that's doing the
Jesus.
punching. Oh, I'm about this. I'm so about this. Yeah, she may be new video game bae.
Yeah, probably.
No,
I'm definitely
see,
maining her.
When he said but, I actually meant but. I have a little bit of
Have you watched
negativity
gameplay?
to say about this game.
Oh, okay.
I did. I saw all the characters, so I saw all the character designs, everything.
Oh, okay.
It personally,
Yes.
I
I'm
think
disappointed. Yeah.
I think that there is not enough variety because they're all like when you look at them, they could all be
Their
one
silhouettes.
character. They could no. They could all be one character in Street Fighter or
Yeah, they fit so well in like Street Fighter
Well,
look.
what I'm saying is it's like they're all gonna be very similar play
Yeah.
styles. Like it's not like you're taking a bunch of different like casters, up close
Yeah, there's
like
not gonna
melee
be a variety of
brawlers.
like.
yeah, because
Well-
they're all springy boxing glove people. Like it's
Yeah.
not
Well,
like you're
I
not
mean,
gonna have some kind of crazy variety.
well, I mean, I think the variety really. I don't know if it's in this. I mean, I guess their designs sort of have some variety. I know when I was watching, I actually watched sort of a match, right? The developers did, and like each person sort of has their own sort of like thing. So like there's a robot one who has like a police dog who also fights. So he literally just has a third arm that like sort of follows. Then there's the one girl who's in like a robot mech suit who like literally has a hover, like can fly, and then there's a ninja. So I guess they're diverging, because I sort of understand what you're saying.
Is it enough though? Like because what it sounds like is gimmicks. Like
Well,
to
I
say
guess
it looks like it adds on to the fight, but in actuality, it's not gonna keep people playing for like.
I don't know, man. It's one of
You
those
know what?
things where they're trying to also make it. I think Nintendo's been really trying to push all their games to be like be professional as well. So they're like, okay, we have to have mechanic design while also balance mechanics, right? Like, and being actually every character being viable, with every character also being unique, which is a hard balance to strike, even in fighting games, right?
Yeah, but a lot of fighting games do it really well. Like the best ones, like Street Fighter, where all their characters can hold their own. They all have different play styles. Like that keeps a game going for a long time. Whereas
True. But they
something
also
like this, it's designing within a very specific like category. Like you're taking all the characters' possibilities down to we have springy boxing gloves as opposed to there's one with that, and then there's others that do whatever they do.
I think what might, on your point, you might be right, but I think they might also make it up with the unique maps, because each map has its own like thing that you have to compensate for. And then there's also the game mode where instead of trying to knock a person out, you literally punch them, and you're trying to basically hit them into a basketball net, like as for points. So like the game modes might add the variety on top of that, as well as DLC characters, obviously.
It's kind of like a Smash Bros in a way.
Yeah.
But slower, much slower.
Yeah.
Much slower. Okay.
Also, a big thing, I think it could turn out that this game's gonna end up like For Honor, the Ubisoft game, which has a similar, well, let's not say playstyle, but like base mechanics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
so
slight differences in between, right?
mhm. What happened with the For Honor thing is that they lost 97% of their like in-game people. Like nobody plays
Yeah.
that game anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's because they weren't updating. Like,
Yeah.
but
But
go ahead.
besides that, like how deep is it gonna be like ARMS? How mechanically deep is it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Is like do frames count like
Mm.
on
You have to worry about
fighting
spacing,
game? Yeah,
spacing.
Is we don't want it to be a fighting games checkers match. You want it to be fighting games chess, right?
exactly.
Um,
Checkers. I love that. Not a fighting games checkers.
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
the chess
Oh,
match.
but-
yeah.
it makes
that's
sense.
That's good.
Um, I mean, I don't know. It's a remain to be seen. And also on the subject of For Honor, I think after I saw what they did with Rainbow Siege, where literally their initial launch it died, and then they literally came back after
Yeah,
the update.
reunited. Yeah.
I think Ubisoft can still do it if they actually if they're learning from that, because people actually
Mhm.
like the game. It was just there was a lot of extraneous stuff that was dumb,
Yeah, they played like everyone played it for like 3 days and then dropped it. And
Yeah.
speaking of updates, they added like a ninja guy, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And even like such a cool character design didn't bring that many people back.
Mhm.
So
Well, you have to do like a complete overhaul, I think.
yeah,
Like,
or
I think-
like add new mechanics.
Yeah.
Or something like
I think that's gonna be the update where it's like,
I mean,
okay.
at that point, it sounds like you're just making a new game.
that. A new game? Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's
Uh,
sort of what happened with Siege, isn't it?
Yeah.
Except do it for free for the people who bought it, and that will bring people back.
I was kind of gonna say about like the ARMS, the Nintendo game,
Mm-hmm.
that this might be, even if it does well,
Mhm.
it's still gonna be like a first iteration of an esport game if they try
Yeah.
to push it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I assume they're gonna announce another one in like 1.5 years.
Yeah, I think this
After
is gonna
they
be their
push this one
Splatoon.
out.
Like this is their Splatoon
they're, like,
1,
tests.
and then Splatoon
Tests
2
the
is when
waters.
they really go ham on the esports.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right. That makes sense.
They got to test out the idea, see where like things need to change, and then be like, okay, cool, people f with it, let's make it better. Because that's what it seems like what they're doing with Splatoon 2. And I saw that E3, I saw the little like championship they did. Yo,
Mhm.
low key want to buy a Switch now. I'm such a Sony boy, but low key, I might have to get 2 systems now. Speaking of the
Yeah.
odd man out, because I didn't mention one. That Xbox One X looks like trash, dude.
Trash.
No,
It-
it's just it's not trash. It's actually it's a powerful system for
It's
what
a
you get,
powerful
right?
system, but like
Yeah.
I'm very much of the philosophy of you live and die on your exclusives. Like,
And they had a pretty good variety of games, to be honest. Like Microsoft did a really good conference. I think it was one of the best.
yeah,
Or like, yeah, even better than Sony.
Hmm.
Because Sony didn't show pretty much anything new. Besides like the Colossus thingy.
yeah, the Colossus
And
remake
God of
looks like
War.
it's gonna be flames.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, you might be right. I might have to look at it again, but it sort of feels maybe it was because their presentation was weird. Maybe because they were
Yeah,
trying too
def-
much. Their presentation was trying too much. They had like the new version of the Porsche that was never released except for
Oh my yeah,
on
the
their
Manuel
stage, and I'm
thing.
like,
Why
everybody-
are you doing this? It's
Yeah.
a fucking video. Chill
mean-
the fuck down. Why are you doing
okay, so here's my logic on it.
Spice it up for everybody.
I was thinking about it. It's the same thing with sports games. Like, I was listening to Total Biscuit do his Snarkathon, which,
Yeah, exactly.
by the way, I love Total Biscuit. That's cool. But for the basketball game, right? Which I'm totally cool with, like, sports games. I know there's a lot of gamers that are like, oh, sports ball. Whoa. It reminds me of physical labor. Oh, chalks. And, get over it. You don't need to play it. Whatever. But they had a thing in there where they're like they put on Kendrick Lamar's DNA, and obviously all the 2K they know their
that makes it
demographic
better.
is the hip hop basketball loving. So like, and then what's his face? Total Biscuit was like harping on one line on there where he's like Wimbledon I serve, and he was like, but it's a basketball game. What?
Oh, that's-
I didn't know, and like his co-host was like, I didn't know tennis was the thug thing to do, and I'm like, I just like slapped my hand to my face because I was like, oh, they do not understand the culture. And then I'm like,
I mean,
it's one of those things where you're like, oh, snap. Like, when EA understands the culture and who their demographic is, like, I'm like, then I understand the Porsche thing. Where I was like, because racing games are so niche. Yeah, they're like, okay, that whole section was not for the rest of the gamers. That was for people who love cars. So everybody who's already in the niche, they're like, yes, yeah, you know. And I was like, okay, I can't hate it for that now because like they were just honing in on that niche.
Yeah.
So once I understood that,
I get it, but it's still like,
yeah, it still felt like
conference. Like, really, like, why?
Yeah. Now, if they were driving that on stage, that would have been flames. If they drove that thing in, dude, I would have been a little bit more impressed. Just a tiny bit.
The drinking game was great.
The drinking game?
4K exclusive. 4K exclusive. Like, holy shit, I got so fucking drunk watching that.
You actually did that?
Yeah. I was watching it me JP's stream on Twitch, right? Like the watch along thing.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, let's do a drinking game. Like, whenever they say 4K, let's like take a shot. Like they didn't do it, but I was like, yeah, fine, I got some vodka, why not?
Of course, the Russian would be totally into it.
Shut up. I was like, fine, I'll take like a couple of shots, just get a bit warmed up, and probably go to sleep.
Get a bit warmed up.
Boy, you got blasted. You got all wasted, dude. They said 4K like 500 times.
Exactly. I was gonna like, fine, I'll do like 5 shots and probably go to sleep. No, like 25 shots later, like 2 minutes of vodka. I'm like, holy fuck, please stop. fucking 4K, motherfucker.
Oh my god.
You went to sleep dreaming of in 4K, bro. Like,
yeah, like, Jesus Christ. So yeah, I remember the Microsoft thing for a while.
Oh,
but, yeah.
Man, that is actually hilarious.
But like critiquing wise, I think they did well. There's a lot of variety in games.
E3's, I think E3's was objectively the worst. Like they're still trying to do the whole. We're making games, but we're Steve Jobs. Like, no, you guys are not as charismatic. Like, Steve Jobs could hold a conversation. All of you are introverted programmers. Okay.
Shots fired! Holy shit! Like,
the one time that it was okay is when they actually had the actress who was in like Battlefront come up, and I was like, you actually seem to hold. She can actually hold a conversation though. And then the EA one where like they had the dudes in blazers who were like, oh, like Total Biscuit even made the joke. He was like, oh wow, people who actually talk in front of like have to be entertaining are actually being know how to be entertaining on stage. Wow.
Yeah, no shit.
Like.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of that girl from Star Wars Battlefront, she was man, she's fire.
Bruh, she's cute AF.
Yeah, she's dominant as hell. She was like, buy this fucking game. I was like, okay.
Now, what game did
Battlefront?
Battlefront 2. She's the actress for the story mode that everybody could play and that it needed.
Okay. And it's gonna be a separate story, right? It's not based on the movie.
No, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to bridge the gap between the 6 and 7.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So it's supposed to be in between there.
Yeah, from what I hear, it's kind of like pretty much rehashed Battlefront 1 with better graphics. Which is.
Are you talking about the gameplay?
Yeah, the gameplay itself.
I guess I think they've changed up like how you get your characters and stuff, which was annoying because like in the original people were saying like, oh, when you get your like whole laser sword superpower guy or Han Solo or whatever, it was random. So you had no control on who you're picking, and then everybody was like, why though? Whose idea was this?
There's no balance in there at all.
Yeah, so they're like, and then like I did have a bit of trepidation because like it seemed like when they did the whole because they had like a whole live show where they actually played a whole online match at the
Yeah,
conference.
yeah.
And I was just like, ooh, that Darth Maul is literally unstoppable. I was afraid of that.
Yeah, he was killing like the entire like team by himself. Like, I
But
don't know how powerful he is, but
yeah, well, okay. So here's the thing. The thing is, he was just good. My friend Branson was saying he's seen it where a regular trooper just go, like, let's say for Rey, for example, her whole thing is like she can do the Jedi mind trick and reverse your controls, but like somebody pops in, right, and they're not actually all that overpowered. If they go in there and you just blast them, like, you can F them up. Like in the original, my friend had a story where Battlefront, the EA one, somebody was Darth Sidious and he was lasering a dude, right? And my friend was behind him as a stormtrooper. He ran out of I think he ran out of bullets. He just ran up to Darth Sidious and just punched him to death. Because Darth Sidious stopped lasering that one guy, turned to try to laser him, but he didn't kill the original. So they just squatted on him. Like,
Now, this like, does this game have like a storyline? Does it take place in a certain part of the?
yeah,
Yeah,
the two?
it's-
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
whole thing.
it's
That's their
Battlefront
big addition.
Okay, yeah,
yeah,
no,
the
like,
first one
what-
didn't.
okay, yeah, but what part of the lore
Between
is
6 and
this
7.
in?
It's supposed to be a
Oh,
bridge.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
So technically, it's supposed to be canon as well. You know, like
Yeah.
everything Star Wars is canon now. Like, which is crazy.
yeah, that's
Void,
cool.
what's that? Void and Fish. What's the game that had 3D background but 2D?
Yo, me and my dude Nathaniel
The
geeked.
last night.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I was like, what the?
When that, are you talking about the indie game?
So good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the-
Yo,
it's
that
called
I
The
was
Last
like,
Night.
me and
The
Nathaniel
Last
just looked
Night,
at each
yeah.
other. Was like, whoa. He was like,
yeah, it
he
started
was like,
off
that's
as
an auto
3D.
buy. He was like,
Yeah,
that's an auto
it's
buy.
weird.
That was, I was like, man, I was actually talking to him a little bit before that. I was like, man, I'm sort of tired of indie games with the pixel art and stuff. Even though
But-
I'm
but
gonna
then
be doing it.
came
And then
out, like,
that
yeah.
thing came up and I was like, nope, I was wrong. I was
Yeah.
incorrect.
Dude,
They,
oh my god. Okay, so right after, not too long after we saw that, like, me and Angry did some pixel art. Was it? What is it?
Yeah.
Actually?
yo, your pixel art
Yeah,
that
we
you
did
posted
pixel art
angry
of that,
was
yeah.
flames. I didn't see yours, Fish.
Okay.
It was good as well. Really good.
I gotta
We
go on
should-
Instagram. I'm about to like this ish
we-
right now.
Okay, but since we did pixel art, we've been doing a little 3D. Why don't we try doing something like that? You know what I mean?
Oh, hey man, if you keep talking, I might have to get you on my gaming thing, dude. Join Flyworthy Games,
Dude,
dog.
At this point, like, yeah, I should get Unreal Engine at some point and actually play around with it.
Oh,
Maybe do like a sort of gallery for myself, like a VR thing,
Ooh.
because I think I know how to do that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forget how many connects I have sometimes, and it makes me happy on the inside.
Heck yeah, dude.
Speaking of which, I forgot to tell you about this. After I worked my brains out on Friday, I went out with a girl who shall remain nameless. We went to a hookah bar.
Hookah bar, this guy. Okay.
I mean, she's the one who brought it up, and I was like, "Cool, you're a girl. I'm going where you're going."
Good point.
And there was a DJ, and I was and you know me, the DJ was killing it, and I was like, "Oh well, I've been hunched over a desk for the past 2 days for 12 hours a day, so
Got some dancing in?
I got some dancing though. The people were feeling it, dude. And then I met a dude who was an artist who used to work with me at a Walmart there. And man, it got me hyped. We started talking, and I was just like, I might, just as an art thing, I might just, I don't know, I might just plug him in somewhere, because he's
Right.
really decent. Like, I like his stuff. He's more abstract.
He's
but-
really.
He's really decent.
That's-
That's
Hey,
Well, that's not even a compliment.
Hey, man.
It's really normal. Like, alright, dude.
Hey, yo, okay, to be honest, to be fair, you know how I don't like sizing people's expectations. So, if I were to
Just-
describe Angry to people, I'd be like, he's alright. and then I show them the
Get
link.
the fuck out of here.
No, I've done this. I'll be like, yo, fish is pretty good, and then I show them your stuff, and because they have a lower expectation, they're like, oh my god, what the. Like, I did that with Titanfall with my friend Nathaniel.
Yeah.
I was
Under
like,
promise over delivery thing.
yeah,
right?
exactly. I did that with
It's
my
like
friend
that, yeah.
Nathaniel. I really love Titanfall, and I was like, okay, I don't want to oversell the game because my man Nathaniel, he's very he's like, I'm very picky about my shooters. Like, he's just like, he has strong opinions on everything. He's a cinephile. He's a video game lover. So like, he's really picky about this. So I was just like, you know what? It's a decent game. He plays it and he goes through the storyline and he's like, yo, you said this was decent. This is amazing. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I try not to hype things up, and then when people see it, they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, let them figure it out for themselves.
Exactly.
Right.
Because I've oversold some things, and I've oversold things before, and it's like people are like, "What?" When I do it, I'm just like, I'd rather just do that. Let the product speak for itself, really.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you know, when Angry shows me something he's working on, I'm like, oh no. I wake up this morning and I get a message from
That's
him.
classic fucking Angry. I might have picked it up from
He
him,
sends
dude.
me, yeah, he sends me this thing. He's like, oh yeah, I just woke up. Boom. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
This dude's at
You just woke up?
this dude might
You
be at
just
that
woke
level.
up and you did this? Are you
This-
serious?
Really?
This dude may be at that level where he's just like, like if he has a sketchbook, it might have been like what I was talking about with that one guy I really liked, where his sketchbook was just like art to me. Like I have a couple artists I love, like Kim Jong-gi is like that, whereas like his sketchbook did you see the Kim Jong-gi's Instagram page with the video?
Yeah.
The freaking freeform, no like placing lines at all, just everything inked and shadowed. I'm like,
Yeah.
bruh.
Is this
Bruh.
something recent?
Yes,
Yeah,
go to
it's
his page. It's a video of him and it's like Kim Jong-gi, freeform drawing, and he has speed, line clarity. Oh, it's just his line. It's just
Yeah, but
Oh, you mean all the little minute-long video things?
Mhm.
yeah, and I'm just looking at him
Yeah.
like, I wish
Hey man, you can get there.
yeah, let's wrap up the E3 thingy. We can go back
okay.
to
Devolver was the best
Uh,
presentation.
yeah.
Really hyped for Nintendo stuff. Nintendo had we didn't even talk about the return of Samus twice. She has a DS game and a new mainline one. And they
Yeah.
announced a mainline Pokemon game on a console. Like a console 3D Pokemon game. Don't tell me that's not fire,
Wait.
guys.
Okay, but what console are you talking about?
Switch, dude. Nintendo, of course. Pokemon's not on anything else but Nintendo.
I know,
Yeah.
but the way you said it, like, I was like, what? Why would it be on anything else?
Yeah.
You made it sound like it was gonna be on Xbox or PlayStation. I
No.
was like, dude, no way.
No. It just made me
Okay.
hype because it's gonna be on the main console. So it's gonna be like, they're like,
Right, as opposed to
the handhelds like it's
the
been
little
forever.
DS thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, it actually might be pretty sick.
Oh,
too.
and the new
Oh,
Monster
actually-
Hunter?
Yeah, it's gonna
The
come out on
dinosaur
PC.
one? That's
Mhm.
cross-platform? And it's gonna be, you
Yeah,
can
it's
play with
fine.
people in Japan?
Yes.
It's gonna be on the
No.
computer?
See, no, that was Capcom's game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
See, now I get disappointed every time I hear Capcom announce something
Oh boy.
and it's not a new Devil May Cry game.
Exactly. Yeah.
I die inside every time. Every
Yeah,
time.
I knew them one.
I cry.
Yeah, I knew them.
Every
They-
time.
They can
Okay,
even remake
yeah.
the first three. It's gonna work. Ah.
I mean,
Well,
it's gonna happen, guys. There, Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry.
Well, I mean, just like there was that one game Microsoft had, Scalebound. which was,
Scalebound
like,
looked flame.
basically it was a clone of it, right?
In a
but then
sense,
they-
except you had a freaking dragon.
Okay. But
And
they
Beast,
had
that
the
boy
game
was rocking,
completed.
dog.
They had it completed,
Yeah,
and
what
they
was with
canceled
that?
the game.
Why?
I don't know.
That would have been perfect for the Xbox, the XXX porn machine. Like, come on now.
Oh yeah.
Uh, The new
I-
Assassin's Creed was, I don't know.
I'm happy that they're not doing the, like, they finally understood you don't do shooter shooter and video game sports release schedules for a story based game. I'm okay. I'm happy with that. Like, now that they're
Yeah.
like actually being like, hey, let's
2
give a
years.
story game the time it needs.
But it didn't bring anything new, to be honest. Like the shield, that's it.
I mean,
Really?
I'm low key just happy there's a Kopesh. I think the Kopesh is one of the most
Yeah.
underrated swords of all time because that ish looks flame. Ever since I read what's it is Rick Riordan's like Egyptian series, and I saw the sword, I was like, why isn't this in more things? This looks so
Yeah,
cool.
the design is cool.
But other than that, I mean, it might be cool story wise because he's like supposed to be like the original assassin, like the OG. You know,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. But other
The
than that,
new God of War, that
yo,
was awesome.
me and my man Nathaniel already story shopping. Like, okay, so you know how I don't know if people noticed this, but he was just like, hey, Thor. That little boy with lightning, everybody was like, yo, is that Thor? And he was like, hey, Thor, like in the demo, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
how are
Oh,
they?
boy.
My big thing was, how are they going to transition from Greek to Norse? And my thing is, my man Kratos, his dad was Zeus. Did that lightning thing skip a generation?
You think so?
It might be if Thor is his actual son. What if Kratos just becomes Odin?
Maybe it's like a stepson. Maybe it's like they're not related. Like
Maybe.
there could be a story element. Yeah.
Like he's already, like that girl
Sometime.
came to him. She already had a son. He was like, raising his man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be a thing. But I also think it'd be really interesting to see that, like, because they're already showing Greek stuff with the Norse stuff. I want to know what's going, like, if the Norse gods know about what happened with the Greek gods, or like, did they come, like, were they happening at the, like, that's the most interesting thing to me about when you have, like, for example, Rick Riordan and stuff, because everything is in the same world. You have crossovers, like the Egyptian god, like in one of the books. Going into books for random stuff, they're like, the Egyptian guys go to New York, and the Empire State Building in the Greek stuff is the new Olympus, but they're on the other side of the river, in the Hudson, I think, and one of the kids goes over and looks at the Empire State Building, and he's just like, hey, so why don't we go over there? He's just like, the mentor is just like, we don't go over there. That side of the river has their own gods. And I'm just like, if you're going to confirm they're in the same world, please explain how they interact. Like, that's always what got me about comic books. Like, in freaking Marvel, Thor is just walking around, and then Zeus is there too. And I'm just like, okay, what? You guys are we're just gonna have the Judeo-Christian god walking around in your world, but then Odin's over here, and then Zeus is just chilling. Like, what?
Hey man,
Honestly,
they can do what they want.
Speaking of like God of War, I think they'll just do the usual kill everyone.
I mean, that's always been their thing.
Story. Yeah,
Their the game feel has to be on point, because that's the big thing.
Yeah,
That's the
it
big
looked
thing.
like a mesh of Witcher 3 and
Like,
Dark Souls to me.
like it's a lot more deliberate this time.
Yeah, it has weight behind it. And
It would make sense since he's like, I guess maybe
a bit
he's
older.
Yeah, he's older. His rage is a little bit more matured, like old man Logan style, sorta.
Yeah.
Like Last of
that's-
Us. You know,
Man, Logan style, I love it.
I mean, it's true. Old man Logan still berserks out, but he's mature enough to know when to rage, if he
Right.
can. And of course, you
like,
always got the
it
kid
has
you gotta protect.
weight. Yeah, it has weight, but it's actually quite fast.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they saved that from the original games,
Right.
I mean,
which
I'm
is
interested
kind
in it.
of
My
Yeah.
flatmate's like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. And I'm like, yeah, well, Nathaniel, you don't like a lot of things.
my art boner is actually raging the new Uncharted thingy, the new DLC.
Oh, with the girls.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not
Really?
sure how it's gonna work
Gonna
out
do some fan
without
art, dude?
the.
Some fan art.
I mean, I doubt it because I'm gonna work on it at some point. Yeah.
Wait.
No.
What?
It's just
Whoa, Fish! We're not just gonna let that slide. We're not just gonna slide into our DMs with that. What?
Dude, I don't even know what.
There's a new Uncharted, expand.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, the Uncharted thing. Yeah, dude, he's
Yeah.
just, hey man, hey Void, he's just speaking it into existence, you know?
Oh, I thought he already got it. I was like, boy.
No.
How are you
man.
not gonna
He's like-
address
he's
that
just
at the
like,
beginning
hey.
of the episode?
He's like, hey, it's gonna happen. It's gonna
Hey,
happen.
hey,
It's
man.
gonna happen at some
man.
It's
point.
gonna happen.
And then
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not fan art. You're actually giving them pre-character designs.
Exactly.
Environments.
But yeah, like speaking of Naughty Dog, I think everything they do is awesome. So I'm kind of hyped for it. I'm not sure if it's gonna work without main, but
I mean,
we'll see if the girls pull through as characters.
I think I believe in their writing. I believe
Yeah,
in their
of
writing.
course.
I think they got it. I feel like I'm skipping over some other stuff that I was hyped for.
Yeah. Shadow of War.
Shadow of a Mother effing
Fucking War. Yeah. Was the troll guy?
That troll
had
guy
some
sold
great
it for
writing,
me.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
comedy
conversations that he was having, the fact that he was sarcastic and snarky. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I was so ready. I was like, if you take over the castle, you make that man the lord of that castle because he deserves it. Just off rip.
And usually,
Now, this is
usually
the
and then
continuation of that
Shadow of Mordor. Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how in games usually like the humor and the writing is kind of cringy, right? Like when they
Sometimes.
force jokes. Yeah.
I think it's lately gotten better, like overall.
Yeah, it's much better. So
Like in all
when
games.
I saw that, I was like, yeah, it's like good.
Oh
They're
man,
kinda
yeah.
getting.
That interaction was freaking great. If they're
It
gonna
felt
have
like
every character be
they-
lovable in some way or like interesting in some way like that, then
Mhm.
Shadow of War is gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be as much of a sleeper as it seemed to have been. Like it might
Yeah,
actually
it's gonna
just
be a good
hit.
game.
So I'm hype. I'm so hype. It feels like
Far Cry
we've-
5?
eh,
Yeah,
it's,
exactly.
it's like I think
It's
Far
Far
Cry.
Cry.
I think Far Cry is slowly.
Dying off. It's
think
become the new Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it's become like okay, guys. Okay,
We get it.
so basically we're gonna hop in there, and then at some point there's gonna be a chick topless, and then at another point we're gonna have some type of drug trip based on the fact that it's some place in the South. It's probably just gonna be crack, and
I love I do love the freaking cover art for it though. Freaking Last Supper.
The Last Supper,
Last
yeah,
Supper.
dude.
Yeah, it was great. It's great.
That's so funny.
I mean, too bad they were late on that train. Kendrick already stole that ish. All right, you're just borrowing from greatness. Let's be honest now.
You got that one backwards. He's also borrowing.
I mean, yeah,
Boring.
Whatever.
Mhm.
yeah. He's borrowing from
Borrowing, he's
himself because
borrowing.
he's the savior MC. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm kidding. That's blasphemous. I'm sorry, Jesus.
Someone's a fan.
I'm sorry, Jesus.
What? No.
Kendrick Lamar's cool. Once again,
Dude,
back on
we're
my
talking
regular.
about Da Vinci. That's
Yeah,
what
of
I'm
course.
talking
Yes,
about.
I know you're talking about Da Vinci, dude.
Come on, man. Not Jesus. I'm talking about Da Vinci, dude. He's my boy.
It's the same thing, right? They both had beards.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
I mean, they both were artistic. I mean, that guy had his whole. You know. I want to know. I want to see something made something carpentered by. Is that the word? Made by Jesus. Do you know? Like, it's literally God in human flesh, dog. Do you know how flame
Yeah.
his vases must have been?
Like,
I mean, because back in
You
the day,
know-
being a carpenter
you know-
meant you were a stonemason as well as a woodworker.
oh.
So like, his chairs must have felt comfortable as shit.
I mean, I'll take my $200-$300 computer chair. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I don't
dude,
know,
could
man. You're
grab
talking
that.
about the nigga who turned water into wine. That shit might be wood, but you sit out and it feels like fucking clouds.
He ain't gonna. Yeah, I was about to say some classes. Yeah.
he
God.
comes out with the line. He's like, he just calls it. I call it the ascension line, available in the Jewish synagogues. also known as Jukia.
Oh boy,
Okay.
we went there, right?
I mean, of course. This is gonna be flames for
And
the
it wasn't
Instagram
even me
video.
this time, right?
It's gonna be flames for the Instagram video. Do you know how flames that is? Okay, so you
Flames
want to
are
actually
awesome.
talk about like the serious topic?
Right. Yeah.
Yo,
And
this
it's
is
funny. It's funny. Hey, we were kind of already on there, like with the Far Cry Last Supper thing. You know?
Oh yeah.
that's-
Inspiration versus plagiarism.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is that? An example of, do you think?
Okay. Mm.
Like the Last Supper on Far Cry thing. What would you see that as?
I think that's
I mean-
inspiration.
I think it's inspiration. They varied it up enough. I don't think it's like the same thing with Kendrick Lamar stuff, right?
Right.
Plus, it's self-aware. That's why it
True.
works.
It's very self-aware. Like they're not trying to like claim it as their own.
they don't pass it off as their own.
And it's
Right.
it's sort of impossible when you do it to claim it as your own. Like if
Especially,
anybody's
the last
referencing it,
Supper.
yeah, you sort of
It's
have
like
to be
this.
self-aware. You're like forced to be because it's so like ubiquitous, you know.
It's like, yeah, and that composition's iconic at this point. Like,
Yeah.
everyone knows
Yeah,
what
the
it is.
symmetrical.
Yeah. But okay, so to be fair, I'll give credit where credit is due. I didn't watch the video, but shout out to Rhett and Link because they had a video basically talking about this subject, and I saw the thumbnail. I'm like, oh, this is an amazing topic for just creators in general, and it's basically inspiration versus plagiarism, right?
Mhm.
Or as in the dancing community and hip hop, you're fucking biting my style, you know. I think I very much I watched a TED Talk like a
Mhm.
while back, like probably high school, and the TED Talk is called "Everything is a Remix." And when I thought of that, when I watched that video, I was just like, it makes complete sense. And I very much believe, and you know, we have the quotes of, I don't know if it was Picasso or somebody else, but it was like, great artist, yeah, the great artist, bad, like, it's like what, good artists, borrow or something, great artists steal,
Yeah.
or something to that effect. And I know I heard David
Copy,
Bowie.
yeah, they copy.
Yeah, and then David Bowie was just like, he had something similar. I was listening to a guy who like researched David Bowie. He was just like, David Bowie's just like, yeah, I just like go to stores and I look around, and I'm just like, I'm straight up just stealing stuff from everyone. When I like I could be looking at a pot and be like, oh, I can somehow work this into a song or something. Like, and I think the main difference is, I'll try to quantify it, is, or make it something relatable, and I don't know if you guys will agree with this, is the amount of sources you're pulling from, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, whether or not, if you are just pulling from one source, if you're somehow giving an homage, like making it clear that it's an homage, or like you have enough in there where you mix it up where it's like, even if it is like this, you've differentiated yourself enough from everybody else, you know? Because like one of my friends was telling me Quentin Tarantino straight up steals stuff from Japanese cinema all the time. Like,
Oh yeah, Seven Samurai. Yeah,
Seven-
one of his
he was-
favorite movies.
yeah, and other stuff like Kill Bill, straight up just like, you put Bruce Lee and you put a samurai, he had like an old samurai movie, and he's like, let's replace the main character with a girl, put her in a Bruce Lee tracksuit, and make it feel anime-ish crap, and you have a potent combination, you know. I don't know, like, I was thinking about that, and I was also thinking about how, at the beginning, for the most part, most artists were copying, you know. Like, I know me, when I really first got into art, I was straight up just copying Naruto. Like, sometimes I trace it, but for the most part I try to copy it on my own from like eye to eye. And I was also thinking on this subject, what tips would you give to like the new artists who feel like they have to do this and how to like find their own style, you know, while, you know, keeping in the back of their head that everything is a remix, you know.
I think I'll start off with the difference between plagiarism and you know, actual inspiration.
Yeah.
Since like the idea of everything is a remix, like there's a base level of what stuff are, like what things are, right? So if you look at the painting, like let's say the Last Supper, right? A plagiarism would be copying it and just, you know, selling it as your own.
Yeah.
Like making it inspiration is just you have the base layer of, okay, I'm gonna do something based off it, but I'm gonna add another level of creativity over that. So you know, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but you have to add something of your own, like your own vision, your own creativity over that. So it raises the level to a new height. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
This reminds me of something though. That actually echoes a lot of the words that I had when dancing. Okay, because in the dance battle community, and I guess maybe, I don't know, maybe the choreography community, but I think mostly the dance battle community, when you're freestyling or making a commando type move or whatever, it's, at least in hip hop, it's very frowned upon to bite. But we grow up watching people, obviously, as that's how you learn. So I asked the question to one of my teachers, and he was like, "What you do when you watch someone is you don't bite the exact move. If they move their hand at a right angle, you don't just move your hand at the right angle. You figure out why they move their hand at the right angle and what they transition to. Like, you bite the concept, not the move itself.
Not the result. Yeah.
It's like for example, you're taking like I was watching some videos that Angry shared with me Eitan, Zana, and John Park.
Who are they?
And they're two concept artists. Are both Naughty Dog guys?
No, John Park isn't.
John Park isn't? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in those videos, you know, like if what a lot of people do is they'll watch a video like a tutorial that's, you know, breaking down someone's full process, and they'll try and early on, I thought this way, it would be like, yeah, I'm gonna try and copy everything they do one for one because I don't know what to do. And that's fine. You know, early on you need to learn, have no idea. But
yeah, something
at this point it's, let me figure out their process, how they went about doing it, like you said, concept, and then apply it to whatever I'm doing, right?
Use the tools, not the end result, very much.
Right. So I watched that. Like, I still haven't finished. It's like a 3-hour-long video, the one of the Eitan Zana. Yeah, and I took that, like what I saw, went outside and did some painting from life, but I just used that same process and applied it to something completely different, right? Like, that is an obvious detract from, you know, straight up copy. Like,
true,
you know, you're being influenced. It's definitely not, you know, a plagiarism or whatever.
Do you, now that I think about it, because we've all done a master study before here, right? I can
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Wonderkind.
Done, like, 3
We've all done something similar to a master study.
Sure.
Or a study, I guess. Maybe what's happening with most early artists, and even if the guy isn't a master, but it's just someone you like, really. Like, if you think about it, like, when I was copying, and not like tracing, but like copying, I'm like looking and trying to mimic, right? Isn't that just a master study? Now that I think about it, like, that's what I'm thinking. Like when I was doing Kishimoto stuff, I'm like, and Bleach's stuff, I was like, now that I think about it, I was just doing a master study. I didn't know I was just doing a master study.
There's a difference between a master study and a master copy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do
A
you
master
wanna
study
differentiate?
is Yeah. When it comes down to studying art and doing what's called like a master study, depending on what you want to learn, let's say it's values. So you look at the painting and you try to break down the shapes into graphic read. So that's your entire thought process of like extracting something useful from a painting.
So it's like a more specific.
It's a specific, like, okay, today I want to learn color, right? Yeah. How did Richard Schmid use color? Like, what are the hue differences and stuff like that?
So like, so a master study could be, let's say I just have an orb, right, or a circle, right, and the guy has a scene of like a freaking, I don't know, a house on a hill. Like those two are totally different, but I can be like, okay, how did he use the values here, and how would I translate it to this orb, right? And that would be a master study. And then a one-to-one would be me just copying everything.
Yeah, that's a master copy. Yep.
Okay.
Both of them are valuable, but I think when it comes to thought and actual processing the information you're looking at, it's much more useful to study in the way of breaking down the art you're looking at.
Because that would
instead of doing copies, because
that would make you understand the concept, right? Because you're breaking it down and be like, how do I translate to this thing that isn't like the exact subject matter, right?
Yeah. If doing a study, you can apply the things you learn to absolutely anything you do. So if you study values, you can do absolutely anything. If you do a master copy of a face, you can just draw that face. You don't understand the concept behind it, like the fundamentals.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because like to actually understand how to draw many types of faces, you don't learn how to draw one face. You have to understand the skull, the planes of the face, basic structure, lens,
proportions,
and proportions.
And then once you understand that, you're like, okay, let me
you can mold it however you want. Yeah, exactly. Which is why certain people have bad case of same face.
Hey, I like my face, I think.
Ooh, shots! Shots! My boy came through like he was Lil Jon.
I mean, he's not wrong. Yeah. I'm gonna defend myself with saying, hey, I'm an environment artist, okay?
Yeah, no, right.
Yeah, except for that one time you had that bomb-looking girl leaning against the wall, and I was just like, oh.
Oh, dang.
I was like, ooh. I'm like, boy, if you ever just went to characters, dog.
I kind of am, like, starting to deepen there, but...
I think, I think it's... I think I'll go along with what, Anthony Jones says about specializing. I think it's pretty important.
Anthony Jones.
Yeah. I think it makes much more sense to specialize and get really good there, and then take your time to bring up the other if you.
Oh man, that actually. Oh, bro, this is just confirmation, right? Because I already had that sort of idea, except it was with dancing. There's this dancer. Shoutouts to Kevin Paradox. I freaking love him. He was talking about one of his videos. He does his video series about how to get better at dance. And he literally basically sort of says that same thing, except he translates it to dance. He's like, look at what you're weakest in. So if you feel like your footwork isn't the greatest, just spend a week just doing footwork. Of course, your other skills will sort of degrade because you're obviously not spending as much time on them. But when you do go back to the whole thing, the rust will shake off, and then now your footwork is just better. And then you figure out, like, okay, then work on arms, then work on chest, then work on moving on the path, on the floor. So I guess a lot of this sort of translates.
No, I think you misunderstand the concept. What you're talking about is being a jack of all trades. So bringing up, let's say, if what you said, let's translate that into art, right? So I paint landscapes, right? I'm an environment guy. So I'm essentially weaker in characters. And what you mean that I should do figure drawings to get better at characters, right? What we're saying that what's the fastest way to learn, I think, is specializing. So I like characters, let's say. I want to do paintings for Blizzard, doesn't matter. Every day I'm going to do characters. I'm not going to focus on landscapes. That's all I do, I'm doing characters, because I like them, I'm going to do them. at some point, like down the line, like let's say 5 years in, you're really great at characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all the fundamentals that you learned about values, color, and let's say lighting, which is the same thing as values. While you don't have the understanding of how to paint a rock or like
Or
a
atmospheric
seascape,
stuff, you know.
yeah, you will be able to translate the fundamental knowledge from character design of values, and colors, and so on to absolutely anything. So pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so maybe this is a better analogy. So let's say you're a popper, right? Like popping like robots and stuff. And you specialize in that, and then you translate some of that skill. Like let's say you start trying to learn how to break dance.
Yeah.
Some of that skill translates, and you're like,
Exactly.
okay, okay.
Yeah, your starting point is a bit higher because you already know some stuff, right? So like the skill translates.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is
Yeah, it's like it's two subjects that are related, so it can translate. Like it's not like you can't learn how to play piano and then all of a sudden have that same knowledge. I mean, well, have that same knowledge transfer into painting, right? Like those two things don't mix. There are
Maybe
concepts.
workflow.
There are concepts that translate like work ethic, time management, all that stuff, like and understanding how long it takes to get good at that thing. But it's two completely separate skills.
True.
As opposed to things that are related.
I mean, I know some people. It's really interesting, right? Because I feel like you guys are very much specialists, and you know me. I like drawing comparisons to all the things I love because I'm into a lot of shit. I draw, I dance, I make music sometimes. So it's very interesting to see where things sort of like. Or and usually it's sometimes the more abstract concepts, you feel me? But like a lot of things sort of translate to me as I make connections in my head to get better. You know?
Right. I mean, I guess like a really high level example of someone who does a ton of that stuff would be like
Mache.
No. Who does multiple things. I was gonna say Childish Gambino. No,
oh,
Mache
Childish, yeah,
definitely.
He's one of my
just a
big
concept
inspirations, dude. He's part of the biggest reasons why I'm like I should just do everything I like because he was just like I did that and everything I touch is dope.
I would say though, and this is where I don't agree with doing things in a lot of different subjects, is that he may be doing that and he's successful to a degree in those things, but he's by no means the best at any one of those things.
True. I will say that.
Nor is he
and also he probably that's the big thing because right now I'm finding out like if you're going to do that, you definitely need to build a team of people who do specialize in it as well.
Right.
Because his writers for his TV show are probably flames. He might have the overall vision and he knows how to write. Obviously, he wrote for 30 Rock, which won awards. But he definitely has writers and other actors that are just as great or better. He has definitely working with a band.
Yeah, someone like that would be definitely better for running the show. Like actually, like dictating, like a director.
Director, basically. They
They
dabbled
be
in
able
enough
to
where they can like
understand
figure out
Yeah.
what the whole plan is, and then the specialists just take it up a notch.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Well, that was dope. That was a dope as conversation, guys. Like low-key, this is probably definitely going to be the new setup. Yeah, guys, we haven't thought of an outro yet. So, you know what?
You go silent because you're the void.
I'm all right.
Hey.
Oh,
And I'm just gonna do stuff, I guess.
I'm gonna just
No,
pimp. I'm gonna just pimp out there.
And you go, I'm pissed.
I'm gonna okay. So at the end, I guess we can just do the pimping out of our various stuff.
Yeah,
Where can they-
actually tell people what's up.
Yeah. Where can they find you or any projects you have, Conma?
I think just Instagram.com/conmaart, and from there you can go to my art station and just find me everywhere.
How do you spell the Instagram thing?
CONMAART.
Nice.
Con my art.
Awesome.
And then, yo, any of you artists out here who are listening to us and you haven't found the magic of ArtStation, imagine DeviantArt except good.
Also, yeah, whoever's listening and has any questions or needs help, they can hit me up. I'll try to help.
Dude, my man
That's not a big
Fish,
problem.
my man Conma. When I hopped onto that Discord, these two and some other guys, they're
Yeah,
very
mainly these two. Like, come on.
Yeah, okay, let's not be hasty here. We have another guest we have another person who might be a guest, Clint,
Oh, boy.
who helped me out too. You know, Mossy might help come through because he got that animation ish. You know,
Yeah.
I have a list. I got a list. I'm checking it twice. You know, making sure they naughty
Yeah,
and
we
nice.
gotta keep everybody working. We
Yeah,
can't let
dude.
anybody get lazy.
Yeah, dude.
From the Discord, we gotta keep it going.
Keep it going. I'm trying to put everybody on. You know. What about you, Fish?
What's up? Oh, hey. Fish Skills.
Yeah.
FISUILLS.
Yeah.
Instagram. And that's it.
Okay. I guess I'll go next. Mine is La Void Art. Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. The thing is, I think on Twitter I don't have the periods. On Instagram I do have the periods between La, Void, and there's no period on the art part. It's gonna be. I think my thing is the same on all that. It's just a mascot character. Excuse me, me with some nappy hair, sunglasses. You know how it be. Check out. I did the cover art for All Hail Music, who also has an Instagram. This single called Other Guys. Jang, I've known that guy since like literally elementary school. He's making music. He makes beats. Listen to it. It's on SoundCloud. Jang, Jang. I did the cover art for that. The black and white. You know, I've been doing the cover art. I've done the logo for All Hail. I do logos. My man Fish does logos. Hit him up. Hit Angry up if you want some bomb art. He's out there doing commissions, getting that money.
Angry is Conma. Same
Conma, sorry.
Try
Discord names.
try to limit how many people you tell I do any kind of graphic design.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
I do
Yeah.
not
I
wanna
mean,
do that.
hey, they can hit you up on their DMs and you can talk about it. That's the magic of DMs.
Character design.
Hey, character
Right,
design.
yeah.
Hey, these guys can make you a bomb profile picture. A quick little, like if your logo involves your face, these guys can wreck that. You know, they got you. And then I'll be probably showing more stuff about the video game, possibly. You know, more plans on that. Probably showing that off the Instagram. Maybe some pixel art, some animations. You know, and of course, you know, come back next week. We're probably gonna be Mondays because I'm really feeling the Mondays instead of Fridays. All right.
Mondays is good. It's perfect.
Yeah,
All right.
beginning of work week. Yeah, good.
All right. Well, bye guys. Peace.
Later.
See ya.